Zay Yoga's 15-minute quick yoga stretch workout. This will be great for if you are going to be stretching before a workout or even after a workout, or it can be paired on its own as well. It is also prenatal friendly, and it's just a nice gentle stretch to get you started. So if you're ready, let's grab our mat and get started. Okay everyone, so today we're going to start at the top of our mat. I'm going to start in the middle of the mat, that way you can see what I'm doing, and I will be showing some modifications and side views as well. So starting at the top of our mat, either hip distance apart or toes touching and heels slightly apart. I'm going to keep mine at a hip distance apart just because I am pregnant. And starting to roll our shoulders down and back, making sure that our shoulders are away from our ears. Fingertips are actively engaged to the ground. Legs are pulled up and engaged. Everything is engaged. Your mula bandha, or your lower belly area, is pulled in, creating a nice flat back here. Maybe closing your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. A few more times just like that. Breathing in through the nose and then out through the nose. Good. One more time, inhale and then exhale. We're going to do some shoulder rolls heading back. So shoulders come up, down and around. Good. On your inhale, their shoulders come up. And exhale, they drop down. Let's reverse the direction now, going forward this time. Good. Inhale up. One more time. Good. Finding some stillness on your side. Let's take some neck rolls going towards the right first. Just nice and slow, feeling that stretch in your neck. Do one more going towards the right and then we'll switch directions. Good, now switch. One more time. Good, awesome. Coming to a neutral spine now. We're going to have a slight bend in our knees. I'm just going to show you a side profile here. So a slight bend in our knees, nice flat back here. We're going to place our hands on the tops of our thighs. And what we're going to do is when we inhale, we're going to drop the belly and neck is going to reach up towards the sky. Our gaze will follow. We're going to do a standing cat-cow. So inhale, gaze comes up. Drop the belly. Exhale, start to curl the spine, chin to chest, gaze towards your belly button. And then following your own breath, we're going to do this a couple of times. Following your inhales and then your exhales. Good. A few more times. Good, slowly coming back up to standing. Our arms are going to come up and overhead into upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. We're going to have a generous bend in our knees now, and we're going to come down to a forward fold. I have to bring my legs a little bit further than hip distance just because I am in my third trimester, but keep them hip distance or toes touching. Heels apart. Coming down as comfortably as you can. Your weight should be on the balls of your feet here.
Trying to straighten out those legs as best as you can. Good, inhale halfway up,
creating a nice flat back here. Then exhale,
we're gonna come down to plank. Good. We're gonna stay here just for a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And what I want you to do now is bend those knees and come back to a downward facing dog. Really walking it out here because it is our first downward dog. Making sure to create space in the shoulders. Your gaze is towards your belly button or the back of the mat. And then starting to find some stillness here. Good. On your next inhale, let's take that right leg up towards the sky.
And on our exhale, bring it between your front hands.
And keep that foot exactly where it is. We're going to come into a high lunge here. Hands on our hips, making sure that our chest is nice and wide. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ears. The knee should be right above that ankle. Good. Bringing that back foot now to a 45-degree angle, making sure that our heels are in a nice straight line here, and our hips are going to be square to the front of the mat. So that left hip is facing forward, and that right hip is going a little back, making sure to keep that bend in your knee. Arms are going to come up and over into Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. Palms kiss. Good. And then we're going to bring our back heel to a 90-degree angle. Coming into Warrior 2 here now. Good. Checking our alignment here, making sure that our fingertips to fingertips are in a nice straight line. Good. Inhale, arms come up. Start to pigeon toe your feet towards the center. And what we're going to do here is hands on our hips. And we're going to come down as flat as possible with a nice flat back until you feel like you can't go any further. Then you can start to curl the neck down and bring the fingertips and palms to kiss the floor. Or wherever you are. Even if you're right here, good. Just make sure you're feeling that stretch in the backs of your legs. You can even walk it back if that's within your practice. Making sure that you're following your breath here. So nice deep inhales. Create some space. And then on your exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. So again, inhale to make some space. Can even come up a little. And then exhale, come down a little bit further. You can even spread your feet out just a little bit more if you want to come down a little bit lower. It'll be a little bit easier that way. Good. Generous bend in our knees. We are going to slowly come back up to a standing position. Good. Right toes facing the front of the mat. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose here. So I would like your toes touching, heels apart here. Good. We're going to inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. And then exhale, diving it down into our forward fold. I do have to make some space here though. Good. Inhale halfway up, nice flat back here. And then exhale, coming back down to a plank position. Good, very good. This time, generous bend in your knees. We're going to go to a downward facing dog. And then from our down dog, I would like you to go up onto your toes and start to slowly come back to plank. And then once you're in that plank position, start to bend those knees and sit back almost on your heels. And then extend into downward facing dog. And we're going to do that one more time. So get up on those toes, starting to curl that back, coming slowly into plank here. And then once you're in plank, bending those knees, sitting back on those heels, and coming back down to downward dog. Very good. Inhale, raising that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, comes right between our two front palms here. Keeping that back foot, so our right foot now, exactly where it is. Coming up to a high lunge. Hands on our hips. Good. And then we're going to drop that foot to a 45-degree angle. I'm just going to switch positions so that you can see what I'm doing. So 45-degree angle, making sure those heels are in line. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. Arms come up and over to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Check in with that knee here, making sure that it's right above that ankle. Good, one more breath. And then coming into Warrior Two here. That back foot now should be at a 90-degree angle. Checking our alignment once again, making sure that our fingertip to fingertip is nice and straight. Good, inhale, arms come up. Pigeon toe those feet once again, just light. And what we're going to do is clasp the hands behind you. Feeling a nice stretch here. Then slowly with a nice flat back, same as before, slowly coming forward. And when you feel like you can't go any further, that's when you can start to curl over. The clasped hand can slowly start to come up and overhead, as far as you can go. Weight is on the balls of your feet here. Good. Nice generous bend in your knee, starting to come back up into a standing position, keeping those hands clasped. Good. Good. Unclasping the hands here. Keeping this position, what we're going to do is now point the toes out. So almost like you're about to come into a plie. But this time, we're going to slowly come down, nice flat back. We're going to come into Malasana. Once you get down here, you can adjust your stance. Woo, almost fell over. Keeping your hands in prayer, right in between your thighs here, trying to keep a straight back. You really want your sit bones to be pointing right down to the ground here. Feeling a nice stretch along the inner thighs. You can even feel it in your glutes. Good, nice deep inhale. This position is great for opening your hips, even digestion as well. If it feels good, what you can start to do is extend that left arm out and then bring that right arm up towards the sky for a slight twist here. If you want, you can even try to bind here. But wherever you are is perfect. Good, we're going to inhale back to center. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bringing that right arm down, left arm goes up towards the sky. Good. Taking a bind if that's within your practice. Coming right back to center, we're going to slowly come back up to a standing position. Heading towards the front of our mat now. Into Tadasana, mountain pose. And what I would like you to do now is we are going to come into chair. So bringing toes together, heels together, swooping our arms up towards the sky, making sure that our knees are not going above our toes here. Nice flat back. Good. Slowly bringing our hands to prayer here. And then slowly, slowly, slowly making our way to the mat. And then stretching our feet out in front of us. Coming into Dandasana, which is rod pose. Toes are facing up towards the sky. We really want our full legs to be engaged here. Hands are right by our hips. A nice straight line from our shoulders to our wrist. Gaze is forward. Starting to slow the breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. Bringing our right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Keeping our hips square to the front of the mat. We're not opening up here. This is a nice closed hip. So just so I can show you, we're here. I'm facing you. So I want to make sure that you're facing the front of your mat. We're not doing this, we're not coming to the side yet. We're just coming forward. So with a nice closed hip, inhale, make space, and then exhale, start to walk over that left leg. Dropping the head. Toes pointing up just to keep that leg active here. Inhale, create some space. And then exhale, go a little bit deeper. Good. Inhale, back up to center. Right leg comes to meet the left. One deep inhale here. Now bringing our left leg, the left foot, into the inside of the right thigh. Still keeping our hips square here, so facing the front of the mat. Toes are pointing up. Inhale, create some space. And then exhale, start to walk over that right leg. Oh, this side's a little bit tighter. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, coming a little bit deeper into that stretch. If it feels more comfortable, you can always clasp your foot here and then bringing your head down towards your shin. And if you do that, making sure that your elbows are pointing out. So coming down like this. Good. Coming back up to center. Both legs out in front of us. I'm going to come to the side here, just so that you can see. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Because I'm pregnant, I have to separate my legs, but if you are not, keep those legs nice and close together. And same thing, just reach forward. Inhale, create some space, even coming up a little. And then exhale, try to go a little bit deeper. Bringing your forehead down to your shins here. Good, one more breath. Maybe massaging your feet a little here if that feels good. Good, coming back up to center here. We're going to do one last stretch. We're going to bring both of our feet to touch, coming into our little butterfly posture here. I like to clasp my hands and kind of cradle my toes. And what we're going to do with a nice straight spine is inhale, creating space, and then exhale, starting to come forward. Going down as far as you can here. If this is too easy for you, you can always start to walk your hands forward, bringing your forehead down towards the mat. One more breath. Slowly coming back up. What you're going to do now is come into Sukhasana, a nice seated posture. Nice straight spine. Hands can come into a mudra here. Shoulders roll back and away from the ears. Just starting to relax here. Slowing the breath. Maybe closing the eyes if that feels, if that feels good. Taking a few deep breaths. We're always present in this very moment. All thoughts aside, you're just here in this moment. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and thank you for joining. Namaste.
For more information on Zaya Yoga or to book a private or group session, feel free to contact us at alicia@zayayoga.com.